question is more about India, because as you mentioned, its spirituality is very high and very religious country. But for us who come from other country, actually it's our first day here. Actually, it's quite a shock to see such a disparity in this country. So I just wonder how you can explain this.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. India was subjugated by the foreign Mughal powers for about 700 years, by the British powers for about 200 years. So it just got its independence, 70 years ago or something? August 15th, 1947. So, it's gone through so much. And considering, the population, considering the exploitation that has come from foreign powers for so long, considering the poverty, unbelievable poverty, the disease. When I first came to India in 1970, it wasn't as crowded. I think there was about 600 million people when I came here. Now there's over 1 billion people. So it's about doubled in size in the same amount of land. But I had never seen, Afghanistan was very poor when I passed through, but India, the poverty and the amount of diseases and the amount of, how to explain it, very dysfunctional bureaucracy and political corruption that has been for so long in this country. It's like, what's spiritual about all that? And it's true, those things are very much there. But underlying it, in the heart of the actual tradition of India, and in the hearts of so many of the people of India who have actually, preserved that connection of all religions, is something so deep and so beautiful and so life-changing. And over the years, I've seen so many people from foreign countries come to India. And usually, what I find is by the time they leave India, they really hate this place. On the external feature, there's so much disparity in India. So they either leave thinking, God, and they get dysentery. They leave either kind of traumatized, or despite all the things that I just talked about, they leave transformed and enlightened, because something that's almost invisible here is so deep and so rich and so beautiful. I see it all the time. People come from China, from America, from Europe, from Australia, from South America, from Africa, and so many. They don't leave the same. Something has changed in their heart that's very beautiful. It's given them wisdom, given them intuition, and it says in the Bible, seek and ye shall find. So depending on what we're seeking, we're going to find that. There's a lot of inequality. There's the caste system. There's so many things that are very, very wrong in this country. But below the surface, there's some of the most beautiful people and such beautiful wisdom and such a beautiful culture. And all these really wrong things are due to distractions from that. Does that kind of answer your question? A lot of times, people just flying into Bombay, if they don't have a night flight where they don't get to see what's happening when they're landing, if they have a day flight, as you're coming in, there's ghettos all around the airport that make the ghettos in America seem like very, very middle-class, nice places. Maybe not in what's going on in them, but as far as the physical standard of living. And oftentimes it shocks people. And then when they get out of the airport and they get in their car and beggars come, sometimes with leprosy, sometimes with deformed and begging for money. And I remember my mother came to India and she had some candy in her purse and she gave them to one of these people, and suddenly there was about 50 of them around. And she was horrified. What to speak of when she got attacked by a monkey. But still, when she left, she said, I met the finest people I've ever met in my life. Their lives were changed. So please, while you're here, let's try to make a difference on the level that is really sad with whatever we can do. But to actually go, deeper than that, to that substance, beautiful substance that has always been in India despite all of these problems, that great thinkers and philosophers and saintly people have come to India to be enriched by and nourished by. And even in London, I meet sometimes recently some European bankers and investors who are really powerful. And they have told me, so many like that I had an assignment in India and I was horrified when I got there. But by the time I came back home, India was like my mother, because they went beneath the surface into something that was really very valuable. And I'll end the answer to this question with one little thing. My guru, Srila Prabhupada, he was in London in 1969, and a journalist, he said, we have our own religion and our own society. You're a Hindu Swami. Why have you come to England? And he said that you British people, you ruled over India for almost 2 centuries. And while you did it, you very much exploited practically all the wealth you could from India to bring to England. Jewels and so many facilities and minerals and said you took from India practically all the treasures you could get and brought to India. He said, but you forgot to take the most valuable treasure of India, its culture, its deep spiritual traditions. You forgot to take that. And I have come to England to give you for free what you forgot to take from India.